Pina colada from his tequila sunrise, and he's now back serving them at the Solana Resort and trying to make a bit of a money on the side.
I give you 2 to 1.
You're joking?
Have you seen this skinny one? He can hardly lift his hand above his head.
Oh, thanks. You can give us better odds than that.
2 to 1. Leave it or take it.
€100 at 2 to 1. Oh my God.
Oh, there. Are you playing a fancy dress?
Not fancy dress, my friend. Anti-gravity boots. Unless they're against the rules.
So, there are no rules. You are playing these 2 guys here.
Wait a minute, this ain't fair.
Please welcome Jake Canuso. The Avengers music, that was great.
Isn't it all so silly?
It's wonderful.
The things we get to do for money.
I know, but I mean, do you...
We get paid to do that.
Yeah, but is it a pressure being a sex symbol? You know, you've got, you know...
Well, thank you.
No,
it's...
I don't find it.
I can't...
I don't find it.
I'm embarrassed now. That's just sort of a strange thing associated with the character, I think. I can't
But you've
really
got to keep
relate
in
to that.
shape, haven't you? I mean, presumably. Do you work hard at the gym?
I do for Benidorm. I haven't worked out for, well, I started this year, but I was eating a lot over the last 5 months because I was so tired. Because when you're doing Benidorm, obviously, Matteo is sort of expected to be, you know, muscly and fit and all that. So and sexy, thank you very much. So you have to kind of keep it up. It's a character, but then you get tired of it afterwards. You sort of get to the point where you're like, oh, I just want to eat a pie. So I ate loads of pies over Christmas, and now I have to get rid of it because we're going to do another series.
When you're out there, where do you stay? Do you stay in Benidorm? It's filmed in Benidorm.
It is
Yeah.
filmed in Benidorm, but we stay out of Benidorm. We have apartments about 50 minutes out of Benidorm because it's just a little bit more quiet.
If you were actually in Benidorm, they'd think they'd joined the film set.
Yeah,
wouldn't they,
it's crazy. When we're in town, it's a bit like the circus is in town, you know. Everybody sort of chases you down the streets, wherever you go, people are following you, and, I mean, it's nice, but you can't sort of get away from anything. And we have got to work, you know. People think we're on holiday, but, you know, as Pauline said, we work 12 hours a day.
Yeah. How long are you out there for?
We're there 14 weeks.
That's a long time.
It's a long time, yeah. And you need...
3 months.
Yeah, it's a very long time, but it's, you know... It's a job in the sun.
And also pretty good camaraderie as well between the cast.
Yeah, we all get on really well. Everybody's so... It's just like one big family, really, you know. We're coming to Series 7, we all know each other so well. It's when we get there, the first day is so exciting because it's like a big Christmas gathering, you know. And
you get amazing guest stars. And I gather Joan Collins.
Yes, Joan Collins, OBE.
Now, who's she playing?
She is playing the big boss of the Solana Resort, so she's the
CEO, Chief Executive Officer.
There you go, that's who she is.
Do you get any scenes with her?
I have, and I got to be rude to her. I got to be rude to Joan Collins. That's my great name.
But were you a bit scared? Because she's quite an intimidating person.
Petrified. Everybody was. You know, this is... you know, when you have a certain age, as I am, you know who Joan Collins is. You know, the kids these days don't, but it's... You know, I remember I was brought up in Switzerland, so I wasn't even brought up here, but in Switzerland, you know, we had Dynasty, and, you know, she wasn't... I can't say the word on here, but she wasn't a very nice lady in Dynasty, was she? You just assume that she's going to be like that when you meet her, and she's not. She's charming, she's lovely, she's funny, self-deprecating. You know, she was very, very excited about being part of Benidorm. She's a huge fan. You have quite a fan club going, don't you, among celebs? I mean, are you ever surprised at who sort of says, oh, I love your programme? Because most folk in the business get on with their job. You know, you do your job, and then when somebody's actually watching it, it's often quite a surprise. Yeah, it's also sort of ludicrous, really, when you meet people at, you know, a premiere or an event, and, you know, people that you've... You know, when you get a bit starstruck and all that, and they say, oh, please, can I be in Benidorm? I'm like, oh, you know, I wish I had the power. Pauline didn't say that earlier.
Pauline, could you do Benidorm?
Pauline didn't say, please.
I'm available, and I'm available to be God and spam a lot, as are you, Alan.
Oh, yes. I want to be the Spanish God. I think there hasn't been a Spanish God yet, so I can do that voice for you.
We're sorted for the rest of the year.
We're all right for the year, we're all right.
It's amazing how many people I have on here who are desperate for work. quite astonishing.
But we just want to be God, don't we?
Yeah.
Could you see yourself getting stuck in Benidorm, or would you know the moment at which to go and do something else? Because actors generally like variety, and getting a role like that, good for bread and butter, good reliable work.
It is.
But will there be a moment where you think...
It's strange, because everybody knows that I do Benidorm, and people don't realise that I do loads of other things in between. You know, I've done American series, I've done various comedies here and dramas, but because it's such a known part and such a known show, people usually just remember that.
Are there differences between working in the States and working here, in that respect, in television, or is it indistinguishable from one another?
It's a lot... You know, working in England is a lot more light-hearted. It's a lot more relaxed. You know, when you do an American series, it's business. It's... I find it a lot tougher, really, a lot more serious. There's not so much room for, you know, fun.
Well, there's less joy on set.
Yeah, it's, you know, there's a lot more money involved. Yeah. When money's involved, it's serious business.
Do you have that so many British actors have, this burning desire to make it in America?
No, I'm not that ambitious. I'm just quite, you know, I'm happy. I love England. It's, you know, it's my home now. I love England. I love the work you can get here. They're wonderful dramas, wonderful comedies, wonderful writers. The ethos of the work is completely different, and I don't see why I would feel the need to go to America. You know, I think, you know, if you're really young, you want to be a star. I think it's more about being famous and wanting to be a star, and I think I've missed that.
But people imagine they're going to go to America and they're going to get audiences in billions. And what surprises me about the audiences for a lot of American shows is they're not that big.
They're not.
Because there are so many networks over here, rather like here now.
That's right.
You're not going to go over there and if you're getting 1 million over here, get 20 million over there. It doesn't work like that, does it, anymore?
No, it doesn't. I did a series called The Bible that was shown here as well not long ago, and it was shown in America at 14 million viewers. It beat everything else on that slot, and that was considered huge these days in America.
14. Call the Midwife here is getting 9.5, 10 million.
Of course, so... you know, and with Benidorm we're getting 6, 7 million, so in considering how small the country here is, it's not really that much. They have so much variety, they have so many channels, they have Netflix and all these things as well. I just, you know, I like it here, I like...
You're better off here and in Benidorm,
I'm better off here, aren't I?
Don't miss Benidorm tonight at 9 p.m. on ITV. My thanks to Jake Canuso. Thank you, Jake. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Shall I go on?
After the break, has reality TV gone too far? Find out in today's Ding Dong. Plus, she's off Craggy Island and hitting the West End stage. Pauline McLean discusses her latest role and her love of knitting. See you in a mo.